there's a term in Portugal, and I'll try and pronounce it right, as AZULEJOS, and I think that's the right way of saying it. But they're tiles. They're tiles which are sold as in tourist spots, and they're made into tasteful panels, replicating designs of the 17th and 18th century. And I was thinking about when you're looking at someone's Instagram account, for example, where you've got all these tiles, these images. People obviously look for followers on Instagram because they've got all these tiles lined up, replicating similar images or their photos of flowers or whatever it might be. And being conformed to a particular image and the sort of a series of images, there's a lot of comparison between that and Christianity. Not that we have to look exactly the same. There's a beauty in the variety, isn't there? But being sort of coherent, having what's the theme of a church? What's the theme of a group of Christians? What makes them distinctive? Like someone's Instagram account, what's the flavour of it? Why would you want to follow? What would you be following? And we're called to be like Jesus, Christ-like. That's what followers of Jesus are called to be like. And to follow Jesus isn't just intellectual, isn't just that he was a good man. It's not just a sort of vague thing in terms of feel-good factors and so on, but it's a much deeper, heartfelt thing. So it's a whole person thing. It's a lifestyle thing. Jesus made disciples, made followers during his lifetime. And when we think about the Bible, we often sort of think about those who were engaging with different projects and ideas and so on. And I was thinking about a chap in the Old Testament called Nehemiah, involved with a great project. And people often think of him when they're doing some great project, particularly churches perhaps who are involved with some building project. They think about Nehemiah. But what was important for Nehemiah was not so much the construction work. They were repairing the walls and the gates of a city, the city of Jerusalem. It wasn't the outward stuff that mattered, but you see so much of the book of Nehemiah. It's about his struggles with building something that's cohesive, building something that's going to last, and dealing with the attitudes and relationships and the struggles that people had in how they were dealing with their own stuff. What made them a cohesive people, what made them a people on the same team, was the internal stuff, not just the external job. In order to deal with the outside enemies, they had to be united as a team. So when we have to work together, often it's the cohesiveness that matters, isn't it? And society's full of fractions and full of divisions and struggles between different groups. And we need to be in a place of cohesiveness. Well, that cohesiveness, like glue, can only come really powerfully and completely and fully through the love of God, bringing us together and gluing us together, not in human strength, but in God's strength, that super glue that binds us together in a perfect and fulfilling way. So that's one of my prayers today, is that we would be able to find that glue in him, that we would find that inner devotion, that it's not simply about our externals, but it's about the inner journey that we find when we walk with Jesus, when we discover him, when we know him. If you've not met him, then may you have an experience, an encounter with him today. And if you know him, may you be drawn closer to him. And through that, you'll be able to connect up and feel connected with his followers too, cut from the same cloth in a sense, in unity through the power of the Holy Spirit working in you and working in others together.